Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout. This is a layout that I got done at the crop that I went to back in October of 2021, and I brought 48 page kits with me. I got 42 pages done. This is page number 20. If you go back on my channel, you see in my Project 100 where I put those 50 page kits together, and then this is me making the pages, so you see it in its entirety. Now, I did a lot of my pages with some scraps, and I'm loving it because as I'm opening these page kits, I look at what I have and then I say, okay, I look at the scraps, and a lot of times I use them in the size that they're in. One of my go-to layouts is to divide the page in two. And then I put a photo at the top and one at the bottom. I add some strips, and in this case, the strips were predetermined as far as the size because it was some scraps. And then I look and see if, if there's some pattern papers, like in this case with the llamas, it was already at, I think it's about 5 by 5, and I decide to use it in that size. And then I put the pattern paper with the plus signs right beside it. I had a strip that was a branding strip. I put that underneath my tags, and then I take the strip at the top, which is about 3 inches by 12, but I don't want it to go all the way underneath the photo, so I make it hang off the edge, and then that way, guess what? That can go on another page kit and get another layout done. I mentioned in a recent video that, we pay $1.29 or $1.39, whatever it is, for a sheet of pattern paper. And if you just take a little piece off of it and that's all you use, that's quite expensive for a layout, especially like in this case, there's 3 different pattern papers. So that's almost $4 or $5 for one layout. And then let's say if I didn't use it again, that's expensive for one layout. But because I use a lot of scraps, I'm stretching those dollars. Another thing that I found quite useful is as I'm finishing off these layouts, what I do is I put all the leftover pattern papers in one big baggie, like the ones that I put my page kits in. Every single time that I finish a page, I make sure that I clean up and I put those pattern papers in there. 1, it keeps my area clean, but 2, what I love about this is then when I get home and I'm ready to make more page kits, I grab that baggie, the 15 by 17 baggie, whatever it is, and I take out the pattern papers out of there and I make some more page kits. So even though I, put in another page kit, the exact same paper that I put in this page kit, let's say if I had some of the llama paper left and the plus sign and the polka dots, the layout's going to look totally different because the scraps that I have left are quite a bit smaller, so the layout that I'm going to do is going to be very different. But not only that, it's probably going to be for a total different year. But what I love is when I'm putting these other page kits together, it makes it so much easier to match up the pattern papers because I've already done it. So when I go through that baggie of pattern paper, I'm like, hey, this worked the first time, so it's gonna work again. So at the top of the layout where it's the picture of my daughter and her puppy, I had a leftover doily. It was like a die cut. It was half of it. I ended up using it on this layout. Then I used one of our viewfinders and 1.5 inch circles, one of our labels. There was a little die cut of a map, which was perfect because we were hiking a mountain. The one at the bottom, I put 3 tags. I love putting 3 tags together. A viewfinder, a label, an owl, a little flower die cut, and then I'm loving putting butterflies on all pages that are outdoorsy. Then before I went on the crop, I made sure that I did the title for all my pages, well, for 33 of them out of 50 or 48, and then I did the journaling for that many. I'm hoping if I can ever go back to a crop that I'll be able to do the titles and the journaling for all of them, and also cut apart the die cuts, because that did end up saving me a whole bunch of time, and that's why I was so successful, is because of I was prepared. Now I found that the pattern paper, although they were standing out a little bit, the one on the bottom especially, but the one on the top with the white with the polka dots, I didn't find it was standing out against the white cardstock. So then I took a 1/4 inch black washi tape, I think it has polka dots on it, and I just put it, you know, at the top and the bottom of that pattern paper. And now my title's already done, so I'm just going to put it in between the two photos. And then there was a sticker that I had in there, and it was kind of a finger pointing, and I thought that would be perfect for this layout. So this layout talks about how when we got to the top of the mountain, you know, it was time to rest. But I'm also going to talk about that Kate and Mason were hilarious because they were feeding each other. So that was pretty funny. So we rested about half an hour, 35 minutes. We had packed in our backpack, we had packed like little snacks like apples and granola bars and nuts and water and that kind of stuff. So when we got at the top of the mountain, like we didn't bring any sandwiches or anything like that. It was more like snack food, but we had so many different ones that it was good. Like it was a nice rebuild of our energy, and then we went down the mountain. I was going to say climb down the mountain, but we didn't climb down the mountain. We went down the mountain after that. I just added the flight of the butterfly, and then now I'm looking at my little recipe card, and that's where I had done my journaling before I went to the crop, and it's perfect because now I just have to copy it to the journaling card, and that's going to complete this layout. And just a reminder that right now till January 10th, I have a coupon code JAN2022 for an extra 20% off, and everything was already 50, so it's actually 70% off most of the classes and all the embellishments. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.